Dandava Pranam Maharaj.
Dandava Pranam Maharaj.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Dandava Pranam Didi.
Dandava.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my obeisances. Hare Krishna, all devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Rantaji, Devi, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Dandava Pranam.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Mahadevi.
Hi, Devahuti has come today. Raj Prabhu is taking his examinations and doing his examinations. Dandavad, Devahuti.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Dandavad. Let's see if he's going to pass. Krishna is always examining us. They say love conquers over all. Love will be victorious. What? So many other considerations are there, but the heart knows what it is looking for. Huh? And all other considerations are subservient to that. That is Krishna. Jai Hare Krishna Linda. Glad that you could come today.
Dandava Maharaj.
I know I was thinking about your question and Santa Maharaj. Santa Maharaj is very, very affectionate to everyone. Very affectionate, like that. Just like a parent, you know, they want to take care of their children. And not that we are children, not that he sees everyone as his children, but like that affection. And he's very concerned that no one should go to some other line or different idea. So he's always telling everyone, stay here, stay in the yard, don't go outside. Because there are so many viewpoints, so many different ideas have cropped up in Krishna consciousness movement. And he's very concerned about all those things and trying to keep himself and who he has special affection for, trying to keep them close to the pure line that he has dedicated his life so intensely to. And he's trying to dissuade other positions. It doesn't, I see it as an affectionate feeling sort of. I am not so affectionate as he is. Yeah. Someone says, I want to do this, I want to do that. I say, all right, try that. Although I have my own feelings of dedication, who I am and who I am concerned with and dedicated to. It's sort of like a yogi. A yogi has to learn how to fix his mind. We are also yogis, Bhakti Yoga. The yogi has to learn how to one-pointedly fix his mind if he wants to practice yoga. You can't let it wander here and there and everywhere. has to fix his attention on the Supreme Lord. So that's part of yoga. And I remember once Govinda Maharaj said that our line is exclusive devotion. We practice exclusive devotion to Gurudev. We don't allow so many varieties of consideration to enter into our mind. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswat Thakur himself also said, I am declaring totalitarian war, total war against everything else, except the teachings that my Gurudev has given me, Bhakti-Yoga Thakur, and that I will defend that, and all other ideas, all other conceptions, I am out to defeat them. I want to see them defeated. Something like that. Not in a negative way so much, but in a positive way. They're looking for the goal. Bhakti Niskam Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Right.
Jai. Dandava Pranam Maharaj. Happy to see you.
So, anyhow, I think our main direction will come from the heart. It has to come. It has to come. If we don't listen to the heart, what the heart tells us, then we'll never be satisfied. We'll never be convinced of anything. We may practice this or that, but there will be always something incomplete, inconclusive. So we have to be very sensitive to that aspect. And that is, Krishna is within the heart. And I think he speaks to us in a very loving way. We have to be careful also when we take advice from others. But anyhow, in the end, that's what wins. My experience is like that. In the end, what our heart tells us, and that will be the winner. That will be the winner overall. Love conquers overall, as they say. So, Maharaj, Vandavats Maharaj, anything that you
Dandavad
want?
Maharaj, how are you, Maharaj? Everything is okay?
I'm good, yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Very affectionate to us. The cows, it's like Krishna. Krishna loved very much his devotees and the cows. And Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is Gurudev. That's how our Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta sees things.
Somebody was asking me today about, to say something about who is the guru of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, some people are telling that Bhakti Thakur is there in Guru Parampara because he is the father of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So like that, some misconception some people are, spreading.
Nobody,
So,
unfortunately, people make little changes here and there. So we want to be very careful. To be so careful. I don't know, whatever. Again, we have a journey. We're all on a journey. For some, the journey will be not so long, and others it may be very difficult. But our goal, what is it that we are searching for? What is it that we want? Our progress, how is that measured? And I was saying that measure of our progress is how much we are how much surrender we are to Krishna. What surrender, how much surrendered we are to Krishna. And that means detachment from the mundane considerations, endeavors, and so forth. It's measured in both ways, positive and ayukta vairagya. How much we are attached to Krishna, how much we are surrendered to Krishna, and how much we are surrendered to other endeavors that are outside of Krishna's interest. That's how we measure our progress. So if you want to understand where is that place where you make that most progress, these are the guidelines that we should look for. Where am I able to make my surrender to Krishna most intense and complete? And where is there some other endeavor? Am I encouraged to do some other endeavor beyond that? Anyhow, sincerity is king. Srila Maharaja used to say, sincerity is invincible. Invincible. The invincible thing that we have going for us is our sincerity. Of course, we're all a bunch of hypocrites, most of us, at least I am. But anyhow, we want to be, try to be sincere and single-minded, single intelligence, single-focused intelligence. That's very good quality. Krishna says, Mam ekam charanam. It says ekam. Ekam means fixed 1 point, ekam, one. Mam ekam, alone. He wants Mam ekam charanam. All surrender to. He doesn't want to share his love with anyone else. But you don't want you to share your love with anyone else but him. We have seen in Prabhupada's life and in Sridhar Maharaj's life also. They were so one point focused in their lives that they even gave up on their societies. They were part of the Gaudiya Math. When they saw that what that was going on was not what their Guru Dev had instructed them, they became convinced to go in according to their heart in another direction that was even independent of them. They're very difficult things to deal with when there are so much diversity like that within the society of the devotees of Vaishnava. We struggle with these things, how to which way to go. Again, the heart cannot. If the heart deceives us, then we are lost. But if our own heart will deceive us, then we must be lost. Okay.
Maharaj?
Yeah.
Now Chaturmasa is going on. So how important is that we have to do this? Like there's so many rules in Chaturmasa.
Didi, your voice is not coming so clear. We couldn't hear.
Yeah, I can hear. You're not able to hear my voice?
It wasn't so clear. If you can repeat.
Yeah, Chaturmasa is going on right now. So how important it is to follow all these rules in Chaturmasa?
Chaturmasa is happening now.
Oh.
How important is that?
Yes.
Like we are not supposed to take certain category of food this time, like green leaves this month.
Yes. Yes.
Next month milk and so on, like that. Is it that we have to adhere to all this must and should, Maharaj?
Yes, Maharaj, would you like to answer?
Yeah.
Shanta Maharaj.
She's telling that what we must do on Chaturmasya. That's what your question is.
What is
Yeah,
it?
I know certain rules are there. Should we follow it so strictly, or is it okay? Like, I just wanted the clarity.
Actually, one Vaishnava came from Sri Chaitanya Saraswat, Sri Chaitanya Math, which is the originally established by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswat Thakur. That is around more than 1.5 years back to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Narsingapalli when I was here. And he asked me this question, that why Srila Sridhara Maharaj Math not observing Chaturmasya so seriously. Then I told him, because Srila Sridhar Maharaj has emphasized more importance on serving under a Vaishnava than any external practice of vratas, tapas, japas, all these things. Because when you are practicing all those things, then you have some, objective of gaining something from that austerity or that kind of piety that you are, trying to display. So that is some kind of karma mishra bhakti and gyan mishra bhakti is there. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj, for him, when these type of questions are asked, that how many rounds we must chant, some must are chanting this many rounds, and those must are chanting that many rounds. Then he used to only say that my Guru Maharaj Saraswat Thakur always encouraged service under a Vaishnava than any external display of so-called devotional practices. So we have to do any of these things, this Chaturmasya Vrata or this Kartik, Niyam Seva Vrat, all these things for the satisfaction of Guru and Vaishnava. I mean, people are generally doing these things, leaving certain vegetables and, growing their, hairs and all those things. But that is not really any real, what you can say, progress of Krishna consciousness by that method. If we are, engaged in any practical service under a Vaishnava, then that is the real, what you can say, path of Krishna consciousness. And this is what also Narottam Das Thakur has told in his song, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. In that song, he says, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, Ei Mara Sampada, Ei Mara Bhajana Pujan, Ei Tap, Ei Brat, Ei Mara Mantra. That is my tapa, but that is my brata, that is my mantra japa. Everything is to service under the guidance or for the satisfaction of that lineage of Rupanuga, Rupa Goswami servitors. So that is the main objective, which people are not doing, but they are doing the other things. That means they are trying to serve their mind, serve their, other interests. Actually, I have told him also one story. What has happened once, Sridhar Maharaj was saying some Harikatha, and one of the disciples of Srila A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada, he came to listen something from him, and some group of devotees were there, and that day was Ekadasi. And after Srila Sridhar Maharaj spoken the Harikatha, then he asked, you all will not go and take Anukalpa Prasad? Then he told, yes, Maharaj, we are going for prasadam. When he left, then the other devotees told, Maharaj, he never take any prasadam on Ekadasi, even not water. He does nirjala. But you have told him that you will not take Anukalpa Prasad. To please you, he went for taking prasad. Then Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, that is the proper thing. We have to do everything to please the Vaishnava. What is the meaning of, tapa and brata, all these things? That means we are servant. We have recognized that we are servant by practicing all those things. By practicing all those things, we are not recognizing that we are servants. Then we are, like Hiranyakashipu, trying to gain something, some power, some position, all those things by doing those things. Then that is not devotion. So that is when I told that Vaishnava was very happy. He told that, yes, this is the proper thing that Srila Sridhar Maharaj told. He told.
Very nice. Real conception.
Maharaj, one more few questions. Like I just thought I can ask. Can I ask now?
You ask one more question.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. See, Maharaj, there is something like donating the organs, like eye or kidney and all those things. Those when we do that, should we, like from the Krishna consciousness devotees like us, should we entertain all those things?
Is there any benefit from the perspective of the
Not benefit. I'm not asking for benefits. I'm telling these things are there, like donating organs.
Should you
What is the perspective should be for a devotee like us? What perspective should be there for us?
When you die, you mean they're talking about? Or while you're alive, should you give your kidney to somebody who needs help? Is that your question?
Maharaj is asking about two circumstances. Sometimes people say, when I die, give my organs to people who need them. Or on the other hand, people give their organs while they're alive also. So which one are you asking about?
Well, they are actually, right now I had in my mind, like, when people die, they donate the organs.
Oh.
So what is the perspective we as devotees should keep? Or is that correct approach? Or should we ignore that? What is it like? That question was there in my mind, not...
I think in the past, in a tradition, that was not a question they had to face. People did not donate organs in the time of Mahaprabhu or otherwise, because they did not know how to do that operation. So, and difficult. I would say, I think, like I'm thinking of Gorky Das Babaji. Now, he had a crumpled body, huh? Jagannath Babaji.
Yeah, he had the rickets.
Anyhow, either him or Krishna Das Babaji, both, they had a crippled body, and then some. Maybe I can't remember the details now. Was it they wanted to come and claim him as their guru and take the body as for themselves, huh? And worship the body or put him in samadhi. And I think it was Gorkishore Das Babaji. And they wanted, when he died, he wanted to take his body and claim that he was their guru. And Bhakti Siddhanta went before them. And Krishnadas Babaji, he was of the type, he said, I don't care what you do with me, you can give my body to the dogs, feed it to the dogs. He said like that. Then he said, so they took advantage that he did not make any special claim. Then they wanted to claim him for their own selfish purpose. And Bhakti Siddhanta went there and he said, look, said none of you can touch his body who have had any sex for the past month. And all those people who had sex in the past month, they left. They were not fit to take his body. Then he said, anyone who has not had sex in the last 2 weeks, they can take his body. And then another group of the people left because they were not like that. Then he said, anyone who has not had sex in the last 3 days. And like that, everyone left. So his idea was that Saraswati Thakur is a brahmachari. Nice, what's that called? Nice farm.
Nastika.
Nastika brahmachari? No. Anyhow, he's a pure brahmachari his whole life, very strict. And then he could take his spiritual master, Gorkishor's body, and put samadhi, make samadhi for him. So this body, devotee doesn't think so much of the body. This point has to be there. Body can be fed to the dog. It's not an important thing. Huh? And not worried what kind of burial he's going to have. That's a body. His body is concerned with the worship of Krishna, and he leaves it to others, those of his disciples. They respect the body of Gurudev very highly, very sacredly, and they want to be sure that his body is preserved in a very beautiful and sacred way. So devotees are of that nature. They are not so concerned with what's happening to their body, but those devotees of the devotees, those who are associated, they are concerned about those things and how to properly handle. So I think that maybe the proper attitude would be to say, how my devotees, of those who are connected with me, who are devotees, what they want to do with me, I leave to them that decision. I myself won't make any decision like that. Rather, let those who want to make something of that, they can do it. Now I know in today's world, people want to make a, what do they call that? A trust, a living will or something like that. Yes? They want to make a will, and then they say that, and when I die, you can distribute my body to others. I don't know. I mean, it seems to me we should be considering others who are connected with me devotionally, spiritually, and let them decide what is their decision. Your family member.
Maharaj,
Yes?
Maharaj, actually, we are not really the owner of our body. When we are surrendered to Guru, so it is the property of Guru. So we cannot make any such decision. That's what Sanatana Goswami told when he was being infected, when he was taking bath, and his whole body was, like infected, and he wanted to commit suicide in front of the chariot of Jagannath in Puri. Then Mahaprabhu asked, who are you to do this to my property? Because this belongs to me. Your body belongs to me. So in that way, everything, even this body at present or after, we have to think that how it is used for the service of Guru and Vaishnava and Lord. So that should be our objective than any mundane benefit that is like social service, like feeding to people or hospitals, charity, all these things.
Very nice, yes. So we have to get permission from Guru before we can do anything like that. I don't know. I feel Guru would not allow that if he loves his devotee. He respects the devotee as the temple of the Lord. Anyhow, devotee is very merciful to others and is ready to give his body, his parts to others, even if that is that is the quality of a very humble. But again, as Maharaja says, our first duty is to Gurudev what he orders. We can do with it.
Maharaj,
Yes.
I sent a little message to Prabhu Keshava in WhatsApp about this topic. Little thing.
Okay. You want him to read?
Yes, Maharaj, for real.
Dhanyavad pranams. I think that when one is a devotee and has a teacher, one must understand that the body does not belong to one. Everything belongs to the guru, and therefore the decision to donate an organ or not depends on what the guru says.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Very nice. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Devahuti. A nice question.
Thank you for both of you. Little diversion today, a regular schedule. Maybe we'll start with Prapanna-jivanamrtam. Unless there's any other questions, we can use this time for just questions and answers. Dr. Ross Prabhu, if you have any question also, we're welcoming that.
Maharaj, one devotee was asking also about the Sahajaism.
Yes.
So what is the definition and what is the real meaning like that?
Yeah. That you have branded certain people Sahajas. What is your meaning of that?
We want to know from you.
Want to know from me? I'm not calling them that. You're the one. Anyhow, your idea is that those who take the bodily conception of spirit, who have the body conception of spiritual life, who initiates from the bodily point of view. What is their bodily connection with Guru? Then they become Guru because of their bodily connection with Guru. Or is it something else? Sridhar Maharaj taught that it's not a body connection. That is Sahaja conception because it has to do with the body. If we try to use these bodies to connect with Krishna, and then the Sahajas in Vrindavan, they may dress in the gopis' clothes and dance in the Rasa Leela and things like that. That is the Sahaja idea, bring the body to the plane of, to engage the body in the plane of spiritual activity. Also, to think that the Guru is coming from a bodily consideration from previous Guru, the successor Guru. Whether he has got initiation, he received initiation from his Guru, therefore only those who have received initiation from Guru can become the successor Guru. But that is not what our Srila Maharaj has taught. He has said that this Shiksha, the Shiksha conception, the instructing Guru, the instructions that Guru is giving and is manifesting to different persons, that is the real line of connection in our Guru Parampara, is the instruction. The essence of the teachings are not merely a bodily succession from family life. Someone who's born in the family of a Guru, and he thinks that I am also in that family, therefore I am Guru. So that's not good thinking. When some man is a surgeon and his son thinks, well, I am also a surgeon. And he can do an operation because his father was a surgeon. So necessarily he can also be a surgeon. No, that is not, we do not like to go to such a person. Huh? That is a dangerous thing. Sergeant is one who is qualified to be served. Like that. So Guru is not simply a bodily succession, bodily connection. Guru has to have that transcendental knowledge, that divine spirit, through the instructions, through hearing of the message of Gurudev, and accommodating that and nourishing that within his heart, that he can also a similar level at Guru. Spiritual connection, not a material bodily connection. That's called saja. Take it cheaply at the bodily point from the bodily consideration only. Now there has to be some transcendental divya gyan, transcendental knowledge, some transcendental reception and conception. Then we can understand properly what is Guru, what is Vaishnava. Huh? Is that all right?
Yes. Maharaj, that why Srila Saraswati Thakur and Sridhar Maharaj, they are like given so much importance about this, Sahajaism. And we know that there was a pastime that has happened when Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, he was going to many people to listen kirtan. And sometimes he used to go to people who are being considered Sahajaya. Then, Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, you get out from my mud. So, he went, and then that, because he told that you are going to Sahajaya, that's why, he told you get out. Then, but in the evening, he came back. On the way, Srila Govinda Maharaj was telling about these incidents in one of his talk. He met another god brother of him. Then he told, what happened to you that you are not there in Sridhar Maharaj's mat? Where are you going? He told, Sridhar Maharaj told me to get out. Then why he told like that? And he told that because I went to that other person to listen kirtan. Then he told him that you are 3 lakh here, Babaji means you are doing 3 lakh holy name, you are not getting taste. And then you are going to again to that Sahajaya. Our Gurudev fight so much against Sahajaism. Sridhar Maharaj did the right thing to tell you to get out. Then in the evening, he already came back to Sridhar Maharaj's mat. Then he asked, Sridhar Maharaj asked him, I told you to get out, then why you came? He told that you not told me to not to come. And then Sridhar Maharaj laughed, and then, like that, this pastime has happened. So, so they were giving so much importance to this Sahajaism because it seems that it somehow unconsciously enters in the path of Krishna consciousness.
That's why Guru is necessary. Otherwise, we may not be so pure to understand what is the proper thing. So we should always take advice from the higher Vaishnava. How to go, how to proceed. And they will correct us, and they will guide us. Then we can be sure of our progress is going in the proper direction. Otherwise, at any time, we are finite beings. The Mayavadis don't understand that you're a God, you're infinite. And yet somehow you have become covered by ignorance. Then what kind of common sense that's not even common sense? But we understand differently. We understand that we are finite, not infinite. And therefore we can be covered. We can be covered by ignorance. That is our position. That's finite. So we need some proper direction in the infinite, to the infinite place. How to go in the proper direction. We need that. And that is our necessity. Don't think that you can do everything on your own like a Mayavadi. Follow your own mind. That will be to your disadvantage. We pray for the corrective punishment of Gurudev, the loving punishment of Gurudev, the loving criticism to guide us on our path. That will be his blessings.
Maharaja, he says in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that you should never let go your dharma. You have to do your dharma. You're not supposed to leave your own dharma. In another place, in another verse, he says, Sarva dharma parityaja. So he is telling in one place, you should not leave your swadharma. So can you give me the parallel, both of you or your, any one of you can please give me the parallel. What is it meaning to say? Don't let go your swadharma. Nobody should leave your swadharma in one place.
Yes, that's the safe way and the revolutionary way. You can go by the safe path. Safe path. Follow your dharma. That is the safe way. Or you can go by the revolutionary path. Die to live. Give up everything. Accept the full surrender to Gurudev and follow only what he tells. We don't have to give up actually anything. We don't have to give up our dharma, if that is the case, even surrender to Gurudev. But something like that. Something like that. Our consciousness, our intention has to be shifted from material, what do you want to call it? Material endeavor to get material results, and then only to think about the spiritual results, about how to surrender more and more to the Supreme Lord's will. I think in my own life, it's been obvious that whatever plans I make, they don't come out. They don't work out very well. So I've learned how to just accept whatever is Krishna's will. We learn by our own life. We have so many plans that we want to carry out and fulfill, but none of them work out. And that's the blessings of Krishna. When Krishna, it is said, when Krishna favors his devotee, he takes everything away. Everything away from them. That is his blessing. So that they only rely upon him. So in the meantime, to be safe, we follow. It's best to follow your own dharma. But in the radical sense of when we meet a genuine Vaishnava and we surrender at their to their service, then we can follow a more radical path. Just doing what they tell us. We can give up everything else. And save up and move into the ashram, whatever. Arash, what do you say?
Maharaj, you told that, that shifting of the focus from mundane to, the transcendental. So that is the thing, Arjuna, he was explaining to Arjuna because step by step he was bringing to higher platform. So sometime, something being told to us initially, like, we do ABCD, but again, that is being not told in the next class to do that thing. So that utility is finished. Then, we have to do something higher. So he was bringing Arjuna to the higher and higher platform. As Mahaprabhu has discussed with what is the name? Raya Ramananda. Even he told that Sarva Dharman Paritijya is not the highest thing. You have to go further. So there is a gradation of one's progress in the path of Krishna consciousness. So that's what is Bhagavad Gita is giving, and where Bhagavad Gita is finishing, Krishna's the teaching as Mahaprabhu is starting there. So there is that progress from Swadharma is also told by Raya Ramananda, but he rejected that, Mahaprabhu. Ei bhajya aage ko. Then also he told about Sarva Dharman Paritejya. That is also being rejected. So that is there, validity is there in one sense, that for the beginning that is fine, but we want to go to higher stages of Krishna consciousness, then that is also there. Bhagavad Gita, Srila Sridhara says that everybody gets something there, even the atheist gets something there. There's something for even the atheist. He says that to do atheism, he can get energy from there.
Even the atheists are getting something from the highest plane.
From Bhagavad Gita.
About the difference between Dharma and Sanatana Dharma.
What is it you want to say?
Well, is it relevant to this discussion? Never give up your Dharma to the most literal extent would be your eternal Dharma. Never give up your eternal Dharma. And the eternal Dharma is Sharanagati. Only when we're misconceived as the body do we think Dharma means karma. But when we know we're the soul, then still Dharma is there, but it's Sanatana Dharma, it's Sharanagati. So we should never give that up.
Maharaj, that Swadharma, generally what people mean in terms of Varnashram, actually. They think that we are Kshatriya, then Arjuna was Kshatriya, he's supposed to fight. Or, sannyasi, he has to do certain duties. But Mahaprabhu has rejected that when he had also discussion with this Tattvavadis, means the direct followers of Madhava. And for them, Dharma Varnashram is everything. And they are mostly prominent in South India and Udupi. And then Mahaprabhu told that Naham Vipra, Naham Nyasi. I am not the Brahmana and I am not the sannyasi. Gopi Bhartu Kamaler Dasanudas. I am the servant of the master of the gopis. So, what we understand by Swa, that also very important. We understand it by some Varnashram, or we understand it as servant. So based on that, it can be, understood.
What actually Krishna meant, Maharaj, when he said Swadharma, he didn't mean the Varnashram at all. What actually he said, what he meant when Swadharma he said?
The constitutional duties.
Like if it is a mother, she is supposed to take care of the child. Is it like something?
Something people understand when they see it from the mundane point of view. But if they see from the transcendental point of view, they understand it differently. Like same Krishna can be seen differently by different conscious people. The Gita also like that.
I think Prabhupada translated that once as religiosity, that dharma, religiosity. People do certain things for the religious benefit. They think they are doing some religious duty, that they keep their duty for religious purposes. And Krishna says, I don't want that. I want you to do it for me because out of love for me, not because some duty to religion that you think you'd have to perform. And not to, because you're doing that religious duty. Why? Because you want to get some benefit. And for your benefit, you are following religious principles. But Krishna says, don't do that. That's not what I want. I want you to surrender to me out of love. Simply because you love me, you are doing whatever you're doing out of service. I understand that you are my Jivara Krishna Das, Krishna Nityadas. You are my eternal servant. Therefore you are doing, not for your religious benefit. That meaning of Dharma is there also. And Krishna says, Sarva Dharma. Give that kind of religiosity up. I always used to think, what religion in the whole world will tell you to give up religion? In Bhagavad Gita, they're telling you, give up your religion and surrender to me. No other religion tells that. They tell you must be dedicated, faithful to this religion or that religion. But my person says, give up your religion and submit to me only. You have no other religious duties. Does that answer your question? Huh? Evil. Oh. Totalitarian war. Santa Maharaja is waging totalitarian war against all other conceptions. Misconceptions. Bhagavad Gita, Govinda Maharaj said, Bhagavad Gita is a very revolutionary book. If you read it properly, it's a revolutionary book, not an evolutionary, not evolutionary, revolutionary.
Maharaj, one day I questioned to Srila-Acharya Maharaj year ago. I questioned Srila-Acharya Dev, please, what do you recommend to me and family? Book, transcendental book, we family needed read. Srila-Acharya Dev told me, Haryananda and familia, you need read Srimad Bhagavad Gita 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, read and repeat, read. You ever like read Bhagavad Gita with the family? That what intrusion for for the family for Srila Acharya there.
Acharya, they've said that the family should read Bhagavad Gita over and over and over and over again. So you're saying it's a revolutionary book. So Acharya Maharaj said you read it over and over and over again, keep getting benefit from it.
And why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to tell us what to do after surrender. Krishna ends Bhagavad Gita with Mamekam Sharanamrtam, surrender to me. Then what to do? What is that? What life is that? How do we live our life in surrender? That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us. So Bhagavad Gita is the first part. Chaitanya Charitamrita is the second part. Graduate study. When you are finished with the first part of study, then we can come to the second part. How do we live a surrendered life? And that is by the example and following the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Huh?
Maharaj, this Chaitanya avatar we call, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we also call as avatar. But in scriptures, Krishna is explained as avatar. He is not the avatar. So why, even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but he is being considered as the avatar?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called an avatar sometimes of Krishna, but Krishna himself is never called an avatar. And since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, why is the word avatar sometimes applied to him? Like the Yuga avatar.
Bhakta avatar.
Huh? Yes.
Bhakta avatar.
Bhakti avatar. Yes. That Advaita Acharya prayed that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come. He prayed that he would come to help, to lead the world in the proper direction. So in that sense, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came because of his devotees' desire that he should come. They wanted him. They wanted his presence to be seen, to be experienced in this world. And therefore, Mahaprabhu came. That was one reason. No, not that he came out of some duty like yada hi dharmasya. It wasn't like that. It's because his devotees asked him to come. That's one thing. Then the other thing, he came because he wanted to come and experience what is Srimati Radharani's feelings for him. He wanted to experience that, so he appeared for that reason also. That is again another, that's not what avatars generally do. They don't come like that. And that is because he is Swayam Bhagavan. He came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for that purpose. So, although he does descend like any avatar from the higher world, it is not in the same way. They come, the avatars generally come for some purpose to correct. But in the case when they come on the request of their devotees or to fulfill their own purposes, that is a different kind of avatar. Swayam Bhagavan, the appearance of the Supreme Lord himself.
There is a song also, Maharaj. This avatar saro Gora avatar. I mean, the essence of all avatar is the Gora avatar.
What?
The essence of all avatar is the Gora.
Okay.
There is Kirtan is there. That one.
Krishna appears for our benefit, to give us inspiration, faith that he is there, that he is not merely a figment of the mind. There's a reality, the beautiful. It's real. We should not think it's only some superstition or some imaginary religion. It's real personality. Of a very divine, transcendental. Okay, any other questions? Or is there anything else to say?
Snow started, Maharaj, at your place?
No?
No?
Did you ask about snow?
Yes?
No, it's the middle of the summer.
Summer. Okay, okay. Okay. It's raining here in India. Generally, winter starts in August, no? There?
No. No, it's,
December or January.
yeah.
Oh.
First
It's
is
like-
first is the autumn, when the trees, you know, go to sleep and the leaves fall off. That is
When
in
the snow starts, when the snow?
late October or
No,
late November,
October.
late November,
December.
December, January.
Hmm.
Now there's-
Like India, the winter season is like Indian time. Because in India also, the winter season starts in October and it becomes gradually intensifies in the later part of November and December, like that. Maharaj, you know the ticks, Maharaj, ticks?
ticks.
What?
Ticks, deer ticks.
Ah.
Ticks.
Yes. So here whole area, all the cows and calves, they are infected by the ticks. So we were trying so many things, it was not working. So we found a very nice soap remover and it works so nice. It removes all the ticks.
All of the cows were
Oh.
getting infected with ticks, all
Oh.
the cows and the calves, the babies, and nothing was
This
working.
whole area, not only our Gosala, but whole area, this
Well-
season, are getting infected.
Whole area was getting infected from the tick. The cows were getting infected from ticks, and
Oh.
nothing was helping. Then they found a soap, a
A
very
soap.
nice soap that got rid of all the
Remover.
tick remover. A tick
Okay.
remover.
Neem. Neem will get rid of them, no?
I don't know what is the formula is there, Maharaj. We just make them like their whole body like foamed with the soap, and then we have to keep them for 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, after that, we give them thoroughly bath, and all ticks are gone. For 1 month, no infection happens.
Very good.
Surprise medicine. What is the formula? We don't know. If they are looking very bad, so many these blood-sucking bugs are coming up.
I know that. Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Guru Dev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Santa Maharaj ki Jai.
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 Jai. Srila Govardhana ki Jai.
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 Srila Bhaktivinoda ki Jai.
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 Glory to the assembled devotees, glory to the worldwide devotees. Glory to Lord Premanandi. Hari Hari.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivar Srila Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki Jai. Devotees ki Jai.
I love you.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad, Maharaj. Dhanyavad.
Dandavad.
Dandavad, Maharaj.